Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel and welcome to my Friday sews. So what have I been doing? Well, I've got a few things. I'm not a quick sew. I've always said I never get projects done particularly quickly, so I've got 5 things to go over. I've got 3 makes, 3 things that I've made, and then a couple of things that I've yet to do. So I'm just looking at my notes. If you wonder why I'm looking over there, I have to write it down, otherwise I never know what I've done really. But yeah, 3 things that I've actually made and 2 things that are yet to be done. So let's get on with it and start with the first thing. So what first thing that I've made is, well, it's Kwik Sew 3756. Now I've only just made this one, but having just made it, I thought, well, actually now that I've done it, it's not too bad, so I'll give it another go. Kwik Sew 3756, because at the end of the day it wasn't that bad a project. It's actually really simple top. So I had made it originally with the like the palm trees material, but I knew I had some other material that was a little bit stretchy but not particularly, and I've made a top out of it previously, so I thought I'll drag that out and make it again and see how that goes. And it's this top. And you may notice that this is quite a short top. I think I have got a picture. I'll put pictures in when I can to show you what it looks like. But yeah, it's a much shorter top and it is a really nice top. It's actually very comfortable. I made it a little bit smaller, so a little bit closer fitting, but this does have stretch in it, but I think it's something like 5, maybe 10% maximum, but probably only 5%. It's a very small amount of stretch. It is a knit. It is a like a jersey knit or something like that. It's definitely a knit fabric. It's got this lovely pattern on it. So yeah, and I even took the time to actually make the banding on the arms for this. Now with this one, what I'd done is originally for the top on the design, it's cut differently for the top as it is for the dress, because with the dress you put a sleeve in it. Now I've cut this, instead of cutting it like it would for the top, which actually curves out more, I've cut it in the same way you would if it was the dress. So it's actually got a shorter shoulder piece in there, shoulder seam. So then I think that sits much more nicely on me. Yeah, that's really nice. I enjoyed making that this time and it went through quite quickly. I think if I'd or as I gain more experience, that's easily made within a day, even an afternoon if you're really good at doing knit stuff. So that's 3756. That's my first make that I did, and yeah, enjoyable. Next up is a skirt. Now the skirt is actually the material that I got out of a dress that I got when I was on holiday from a charity shop. I'll try and find a picture for that because it was from my last video, but anyway, I'll put a link into my last Friday sews because it's definitely in that one, and it is Simplicity 8650. Now this is a skirt that I've made before, and I think I've done sort of that version, but you know, in a way I followed that pattern anyway, but with that material. So I take all that apart and then make it up to put it together to form, well, this skirt. As you can see, I've got this lovely print on there, and there's quite a bit of swish in this because it's a very nice material. It feels like a cotton lawn. I'm not totally sure that it is, but it's definitely a cotton from the label that was in there. Now I've got the original labels here, and it does say on here, and as you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, it says it was £10.50. It was new and it was 5XL, so that's from the charity shop. So yeah, it's a nice little top. it was a nice dress as it were, but now it's a nice, not top, skirt. So quite like. I'll tell you what, I've got to put a picture in I think, but I'll just put these on and then you can see how they actually sit on me. One moment. And as you can see, the top is goes on quite nicely. It's a lovely fitting top, fits really nicely. It is quite short, but I'm quite happy with that. There's my sort of natural waistline, so it is literally just past that natural waistline, just sort of pops out a bit again after my waist, which is brilliant. I think it fits really nicely. I like the way it feels, and of course cutting that shoulder a little differently means that it's not sitting off the shoulder, and actually I prefer that, especially with this top as it is being slightly shorter. It's a much more summery top. So yeah, it fits really nicely. So let's have a look at the skirt, because I've got that on as well. And this is the skirt as well, with this top, and I think it goes quite well actually, if I say so myself. It's an elasticated waist, which is great. Means it's not too stressful on the stomach or the waist, so it just sits on there quite nicely. I think it's got a nice flow to it because it is like a cotton lawn as far as I'm concerned. Now it is lined, but what I've done is I've made the lining from the same material. Of course the lining's a lot shorter, but it is just there to make sure that it's not see-through at all, because it is quite a light material. But you know, it has a lot of nice movement to it, so yeah, it's a nice skirt. I think this combination goes quite well together. Yeah. And there we go. 2 makes all done and a nice outfit to go with it. Now from making the skirt, that was from that dress that I bought. I do actually still have quite a bit of material left over. This is from the top section, which will make another top section. So I'm going to make another little top. I've got the little straps from it and this big piece of material. And I actually still have a bit more material left over there as well, so I can be a bit diverse in making another little top that will actually match this skirt to go with it. So yeah, that'll make a nice 2-piece outfit, won't it? Next up is another item that, well, I'd made it previously, and well, it's new look 6708, which is that one. And what I'd done is I'd made the main top, but I'd also made the mock-up, but the mock-up I hadn't finished. It was just the mock-up, but I decided that actually, because it's such a simple design and I basically got it to a certain point, why didn't I just finish off that mock-up and make it into a wearable mock-up, a wearable top? So that's exactly what I did, and it was this one. If you've seen my video of this, you might remember this little mock-up. Basically, I'd got the main pieces together, but I hadn't done the seams and finished off the seams and stuff. But this time I decided, yeah, let's finish those seams off and make it into a wearable item. So that's exactly what I did. Now the seams aren't quite as good as I'd want, but that's because it was never meant to be a finished garment, which it is now. So the button's in the wrong place because I've got this. It's not quite at the very top because I hadn't put it in the right place when I'd done it, because it was just a mock-up, but there you go. But it is actually a finished top now, and it's wearable, and it looks quite nice on me. Again, if I've got a picture, I'll get pictures of stuff. So there you go. Be now ready to wear wearable mock-up. That's actually quite nice. Again, fits lovely. Enjoyed making that, again finishing that off. So it didn't take too much to do that, just to finish off all those seams, but a little bit tricky because obviously when I put it together I got a certain sequence and then I finished the seams off as I'm going along, whereas when I did the mock-up I just sort of put it together without finishing any of the seams off, so it was a little bit of a workaround to get some of those seams finished off. So effectively that's my 3 makes that I've got done in the week and finished them off, so they are all done. So what next? the next thing is actually an item off my list of things to make that I've got up there, and it is the Simplicity 8133. Now I have actually made this one before. It's my unicorn skirt that I made previously. That was a nice make, but I thought I'd make it again. Probably the same pattern, whether they're all pretty much exactly the same skirt, same wrap round, just different lengths. That's the only thing with it really, is that they're just different lengths, and one of them's got a pocket on, and it is going to be made out of this croissant material, which I think is quite groovy. So open that up, find an edge, there we go. It's not overly drapey. Is that the salvage? Because if that's the salvage, the print runs across the salvage, which is a bit odd. Maybe I can do it that way, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'll certainly have a look at that. Hopefully I'll get a sensible length one out of it, because there's only X amount of material here and it does need to overlap, being a wrap skirt, but I'll find out when I come to make it. So that is next up, as it were, to make from my make list. Simplicity 8133 wrap skirt. So that's that make, which means I've got one other thing to tell you about, which is effectively another make. It's call it an upcycle, because it is this long thing. I'll just put a picture in of that of me in this, because it is this big long thing. There's no shaping to it really. It is lined. Someone's put a lining in there with this, which is nice, and whoever's made it, because it is a homemade or handmade one. I can tell that because there is still some basting stitches in this that I can see on the shoulder areas and a couple of other places, and this facing piece isn't fixed down, not the way that I would do it anyway, but not to say that it wasn't done well. It's a nice basic sort of long dress that it's sort of airy and summery, but I want to change that. It's not what I want to have it for. I'm going to upcycle it, and my current plans for it is to effectively cut it in the middle, make a skirt out of the bottom section, and then just rework the top a little bit. I don't want to take the top apart or take it apart at all really. I just want to make a skirt and a top out of it. So there's going to be a little bit of thought I have to put into that, to how I'm going to go about it. There's plenty of material in there, you know, it's got a certain amount of room in there, you know, because it does just go straight up and down, and it's not a bad print material. Feels like a cotton, which I'm fairly sure of, and it's got a bit of a flow to it. It feels like a cotton poplin, so yeah, have to give that a go. So that'll take a little bit of work. So 2 things there to get made, and 3 things made. So I'll have plenty to do to keep me going. And of course I've still got the material left over from the skirt I've made, from this skirt. So I've got that to sort out as well. So still plenty to be getting on with. So there you have it, just a few things made, a couple of other things yet to be done. Still got some work to do, as it were, excluding the big list of things that I've yet to make, but I'm sure I'll get to them before too long. But yeah, an enjoyable week. Nice to get some things just finished off, as it were, and just do some little projects. It's always helpful to be able to fill out that wardrobe and just expand what I've got to wear. It's always nice to see more things in there. Now if you'd like to give me a like, that would be very helpful. Please do, because it all helps with my videos and getting recognised, get my channel publicised more within the YouTube algorithms, as it were. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do, because then you'll get notifications of when my videos come out, and you can see all the things that I'm making. So thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye!